Yes, I'm already up to my second coffee.
There's also this old like garden fork thing.
So, I don't know what I'm trying to explain here. But good morning. I'm just finishing getting ready for the day, just putting on my accessories. As you can tell, I really like yellow gold. When I was younger, I was really into silver, and then I went through that phase of rose gold, but I've been loving yellow gold for at least, I think, 5 or 6 years now. Everything I have is pretty much yellow gold, and I wanted to share with you my new watch, and I think this is absolutely stunning. So this is from a brand called Nord Green, and when I saw this watch, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the one, because I like anything that's like different and interesting. And this particular part here where it connects between the strap and the watch face is so different, and I've never seen anything like it. I think it's quite unique, which is funny because the name of this watch is Unika, which in Danish means unique, and I just think it's perfect. And then the strap that I have paired it with, because all of Nord Green watch straps are interchangeable, so you can change them up anytime you need, or if you need to match to a specific outfit. But this particular watch strap is the 5 link, and I think it's absolutely stunning. It opens like this. It's very easy to put on, and I did have to get this resized at a jeweler, but I didn't mind because it's absolutely stunning. I love the simplicity of the face. It doesn't have any of the numbers or anything. I mean, look how beautiful this watch is. It's literally perfect. I'm obsessed. Nord Green is a Danish watch brand, and they actually ensure that all the steps from production to delivery are sustainable. So they use sustainable packaging that is made from upcycled plastic bottles. They also refurbish their products so they can reuse their watches and have them refurbished up to the same standard so that they can reduce waste. They also use carbon neutral shipping partners, and they plant thousands of trees to offset the carbon emission generated by their office in Copenhagen. They also have an amazing giving back program where they donate to 3 global NGOs. There is Water for Good, Pratham UK, and Cool Earth. And in 2020, Nord Green donated 33,000 hours of education, 64,000 months of clean water, and protected 900,000 square meters of rainforest. So as well as making absolutely beautiful timepieces, they have sustainable practices and donate to some amazing causes. And I am obsessed with this watch. I think it is so stunning. I love the size that I went for as well. At first I thought maybe it was gonna be a bit too small because I'm really used to a lot larger watches, but I love it. I actually think it's just such a nice little simple yet detailed watch, and it's exactly what I was looking for. And I also have a discount code for you to get 15% off. So I'll have all of that information listed in the description. I'll also link the particular watch and the strap that I have. Anyway, I am all ready for the day. I'm gonna go out and make my second coffee. Yes, I'm already up to my second coffee. I made a little bit of a mistake since moving home. So my mum has an amazing coffee machine, and I will show you the coffee machine in a second. But she drinks caffeinated coffee, and I first detoxed from caffeinated coffee in 2018, and I've gone back on it a few times in the last couple of years, but every time I go back on caffeinated coffee, I feel awful. So for the last 2 weeks, I have been drinking caffeinated coffee, and I feel terrible. Like, I'm tired all the time. I wake up exhausted, and then I need that like caffeine to get me going. And then I feel like I crash like an hour later, and then I'm just tired, and I just don't have this like level amount of energy throughout the day when I drink caffeinated coffee. So I am back on the decaf. I am using this little plunger. I'm actually not sure where this is from. It looks like it could be an IKEA one, but I'm not 100% sure. And then I just picked up this, what is it called? What do you call this? Victoria decaffeinated coffee. I like it. I had it this morning for the first time, but yeah, I made the mistake of going back on caffeinated coffee, and it's not a good idea. leave that there to brew for a minute. I'll grab myself a coffee mug and I'll show you this machine. This is the glorious machine. I think Mum's had this for about a year now, and I've shared it a few times on my Instagram over the last year, and I've always had so many questions about it. So it's a DeLonghi, I think Magnifica S, I think that's the name of it. I don't really know, but you actually use whole beans in it, which I think is awesome. Although Mum did say that apparently you can use this little thing here and scoop in ground coffee. So they were saying that I might be able to just scoop in the decaf coffee in here and still be able to make decaf, even though there's a section for like caffeinated beans. I don't know how it works. That may be a thing, it may not be a thing, but there's all these settings here, but basically the machine grinds it for you. It does it all. It's just fancy, honestly. It's just really fancy. And this is what I've usually been doing my coffee in, but no more, because I can't do this caffeinated coffee thing. This is the new cupboard for mugs now. So my mum loves mugs as much as I do. I actually think most of them are in the dishwasher because this shelf is pretty empty. These are all like glass coffee mugs, which I think is really cool. And then there's all these, also these like ceramic ones that don't have handles on them, but they're all, you know, designed for tea and coffee. She has a lot of cat mugs as well. And then up on the next shelf, look, there's so many Santa and Christmas ones. Oh, I love it. It makes me so happy. I love mugs so much. I don't know which one to pick now though. Maybe I just go my classic Kmart one, or do I go the Big W one because it's even bigger? This is my Big W one, and you can see how much bigger it is. And I did make a pretty big cup. Maybe I should go this. Let's go this one. Okay, that was definitely not as big as I thought it would. I don't even think it filled up the mug halfway, honestly. This mug is massive. Probably could have gone a smaller mug. I'm trying to decide what I'll do is I'm just gonna boil, no wait, the kettle's already boiled. I don't need to boil it again. I'm just gonna add some more hot water in it. I really prefer more water-based coffees like long blacks, Americanos, whatever, as opposed to lattes and very milk heavy coffees, and I still do put a little bit of milk in there. I just like it, the majority to be water. Actually, I think I'm gonna fill that up a little bit more. I'm just being really fussy. I don't know, I've got to like figure out how to do my morning coffee now, because today is the first day I said that I've been using this plunger and the decaf thing. So I don't know. I also have this thing that I could use, which I have used these before, but I'm honestly just a little bit too lazy to do that on the stovetop. I think I just prefer doing it in the plunger. I think it's the easiest. Anyway, I'm gonna add just a little bit of milk to this as well. I was trying to get a really cute shot of me pouring the milk in without you seeing the top of the milk carton, but yeah, I ended up just making a mess and milk poured down the side of everything. So here we go, we're just gonna do it with, you know, carefully leaning the top of the full milk. Oh my god, I still spilled it anyway. All right, well, maybe I'm just really bad at pouring milk into my coffee. What have I done? I've just made a big mess. Tried to be like all cute and, you know, I say Instagrammable even though this is like for YouTube, like aesthetic, if that's the word that you want to call it. Trying to be all like cute, getting cute shots, but yeah, it's just not happening today. Let's take my giant coffee and go and sit outside. This here is my favorite seat to sit on outside. It's just so nice out here in the mornings. It's usually a little bit sunnier than this. It's pretty cloudy today, but Mum has already started working on her gardens. I'll give you like a little bit of a garden tour in a minute, but this is like what I consider my chair. It's my favorite little chair, and there's always usually one or two of the 4 cats. So we have 4 cats, but usually 1 or 2 of them is out here, and we've got little Lucy out here today. Little Lulu, she's the tiniest one of them all, but she's also the boss of everybody. And she's just so cute. I also don't know if you can tell, but there's someone doing like tractor work over on their property, and it's actually super annoying. They've been doing it at like 7 AM every day, and it's just getting a little bit much. It's like, can you start a little bit later in the day? That'd be nice. seriously just looks like I'm sitting in like a greenhouse or a jungle or something. My mom has so many plants, and I am just sitting out here by myself at the moment, but usually in the morning we all come and sit out here, but everybody's off doing things at the moment, so it's just nice. We come sit out here in the sun and we just hang out, and I don't know, it's so lovely out here. Our old deck used to have a lot of plants like this on it, and so I think one of the first things Mom did as soon as she moved in here was like get more plants and recreate that like jungle outside area. I'll show you a bit more of the garden. It's actually so nice out here in the mornings when there's a bit of sun. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably would have already seen that, and if you don't, I'm sure I'll post again. But this is kind of part of the jungle that Mom has created. This white bench in here survived the fire. I think there's like a melted, yeah, so in here just under this plant is like melted washing basket. Mum had a washing basket, like a plastic washing basket sitting on there, and it melted in the fire. We also have our really old wheelbarrow that I think somehow survived the fire. Like there's a bit of charredness down here on the legs of it, and then also over on the back end of the handle it's also charred, but it somehow survived the fire, so Mum's turned that into a little garden bed, which is adorable. I think anything that's kind of rusty was in the fire. This was like a little bicycle plant stand. It survived the fire, which is really cool. Oh, right here, this big chunk of plastic. This was a watering can, and it was sitting on a stool, and it melted, and so Mum has kept it and turned it into a plant stand, which I think is really, really cool. And then over here we have another little wheelbarrow that's turned into a cactus garden, and I think this one's kind of leaning over because the cats got in here and may have squished it a little bit. And then Mum has lots of plants she hasn't done anything with yet, but honestly this is the tip of the iceberg. Like there are so many plants. She has so many watering cans. There's some hanging up as well, which is really cool. But one of the first things that my mom did was get in and start doing these gardens, which I'm obsessed. I think down here will be like pebbles or something to mark the path of the garden. She's put in so many beautiful flowers, although it rained very, very heavy a couple of weeks ago, and like as you can see, the rain kind of squished and mangled some of the little flower bushes, but it's so pretty. It feels so fresh in here and it's so nice. Oh look, here's another little melted thing. This was like a little windmill thing that would blow in the wind, and it was plastic and it got melted, but we've put it in the garden because, like I said, I think it just adds a lot of character. We also have all of these really adorable little solar powered lights which make the garden really, really pretty at night time. And we also have this mulberry tree. This mulberry tree survived the fire, and surprisingly it's actually producing fruit again. I don't know if you can see the little berries in there, but every day we get some new berries, and while they're tiny they're still actually really, really delicious, and I think that's so cool. I love mulberries so much. This is a new addition that my mom and I put together the other day, and I think it's amazing. It is a really cool, old school, fancy looking street lamp, but it's completely solar powered. I don't know where my mom got it from. I think she said somewhere in Tasmania. Had it shipped up here, but it's very cool, and I think it just makes the garden look really nice at nighttime. This part of the garden hasn't been done yet. Like, I'm not gonna go through there. There's actually a spider web right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I see, look, you can just see it. I'm not walking through there, but that garden hasn't been fixed yet. It's just now been overgrown since the fires. If I come around this way a little bit, I could show you from this angle where there is no spider web, but there's still some flowers and some plants that survived, but it's just not something that Mum has got to yet, but she will redo it. We have this really cute little archway as well. Mum's put new lights up on there, but there is some old lights as well that kind of melted. I don't know if we can see just in here. Yeah, these ones, these are all melted lights. The sun is coming out for a second. This is glorious, and I'm out on the grass in bare feet, which feels amazing. We have this old sundial that I think also survived the fire. In fact, I think these rocks just sitting here survived the fire. All these rocks have just come down from the back of the property because it's quite rocky here, so we just dug them out and put them into the gardens, which is really cool. There's so many bird baths. There's this little one, and then there's this giant one that Mum actually, about a week before the fire, moved off the back deck and put it down on the ground. If she had have left it up on the deck would have fallen out from underneath it in the fire, and it probably would have smashed, but it survived the fire as well. So we also have that. I did share this on Instagram the other day, and someone asked me about this little black cat. I actually don't know where it's from, but it is very, very
very cute. And then there's also this old like garden fork thing that I don't think Mum actually uses. I think she's just kind of stabbed it here for like decoration because it looks really cool, and it's quite old and rusty. And then just more super pretty flowers. This is like a gargoyle that we had sitting out the front of our place, but unfortunately in the fires it lost its like wings and its ears and things. But we've kept so much stuff, and it's looking so pretty out here. Okay, I've come into the kitchen because I want to try something for breakfast. I kind of want to make my own little like egg bites. So I'm gonna go and see if Mum has, actually trays are down here as well. No, they're not. I need like a muffin tray. I think this tray will work perfectly. I want to make some little egg bites, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I've kind of looked at a recipe. We're just gonna go with it. I've got a few different ingredients that I'm gonna work with. So I've got some spring onions. They're like one of my favorite foods. I seriously put them in everything. I have some mushrooms that are already sliced up. And I also have some little tomatoes. And I thought I should probably put some cheese in it, but I don't have any shredded cheese or any cheese that I can grate. So I might just break some of these slices up into the little egg bite thingies. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try. I have a little mixing bowl. I did say, I think I saw one recipe and it said something like 5 eggs. So I don't really know. It looked like, I didn't read it. So I don't know what I'm trying to explain here, but I didn't read the recipe. I just thought, oh man, I'm not off to a good start getting shell in the eggs. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just go 5. I saw that this recipe said 5 eggs and they had a picture of a tray like I have. So you know what? We're just gonna go 5 eggs and see what happens. If there's one thing I hate following recipes. Like I hate it. Just like to make things up as I go. I'm not gonna measure any milk. I'm just gonna pour some in like that because I know it said to use some milk. I'm just gonna get a fork and we're gonna scramble it all together and just let's hope for the best. Because I've got no idea what's going on. I actually ended up washing the tray because after I sprayed it, I realized that there was dust in it. And I was like, nobody wants to be eating dust on the end of their egg bites. So I just washed it. I'm gonna re-spray it with some olive oil. I feel like I should have maybe done this in a jug instead of a bowl. Should I transfer to a jug? I'm gonna do it. I swear that just took me like 5 minutes to find. All right, there we go. I think they look pretty cool. I've got tomato for some, mushroom for the others, because I know half my family doesn't eat mushroom because they're insane. I love mushrooms so much. So I don't know if these are gonna work out or not, but they look pretty good. And I just remembered I forgot to turn on the oven, so I may have to wait just a little bit before I put them in. I do have this one leftover piece of cheese, and Mum's old cat really likes cheese, so I'm gonna give it to him. He's like 17. At this point, man, you can just eat whatever you want. Come on, out here. The other thing that I don't know is actually what the temperature should be for these. Hang on, I'm gonna have to do this with 2 hands because I don't trust myself with one hand. I'll probably drop it. But I don't actually know what the temperature of the oven needs to be, and I don't know how long they need to be in. But you know what? We're just gonna wing it. I just grabbed them out of the oven and they were super puffy when they were in the oven, and then when I took them out, they kind of shrunk down a little bit, but I think they're perfect. And I'm not really sure how long I left them in there for, maybe 10-15 minutes, but I think they look so good. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get a couple out and pop them on this plate, and then I'll have to try them.
They look so cute. They did stick a little bit to the bottom of the pan. I'm not sure if I didn't oil it enough or there's something else that I can do. If anyone has any tips, that would be great, but they look so cute. I'm so excited to eat them, and I think I'm also gonna make a cup of tea to go with them as well because it's pretty much lunchtime now, so this isn't so much breakfast anymore. I don't think I spilled milk that time. I think we're good. Here's my new little desk space. I have like a little garbage bin and my computers. I've got myself my tea and my little egg bites, and I got my notebook. It's a nice little setup here in the corner that I've been working with. It is so dark today. Like, it doesn't look like it on camera, or maybe it does, I don't know, but it's very, very dark today. So I'm going to drink my tea and try these egg bites and see how they are. While I have you here, I'm going to answer a couple of questions. So on my last video, I typed up a little comment and I pinned it, and I said if you have any questions you would like answered in an upcoming video, please leave them below. I will do the same thing on this video. There will be a top comment. If you have any questions that you would like answered inside a video, leave them as a reply to that comment down below. But basically I just thought I would answer a few questions because I moved and I'm at home and it all just kind of happened and it was a bit of a surprise. So there's a few different questions. The first one is, when do you think you'll leave to Canada? I don't know. This whole pandemic has thrown a massive spanner in the works for my plans, so I'm not sure when I will be going back, but it's still something that I want to do. Number 2 is, do you ever regret starting a YouTube channel, or is there anything you regret putting on the internet? And I don't regret starting a YouTube channel. I love the fact that I started a YouTube channel. There's probably a bunch of stuff I regret putting on the internet. I definitely regret sort of not understanding the weight of what putting things on the internet means. Like, you know, once it's kind of there, it's there. And I don't know, I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years and people change in 10 years. I am not the same person, well, like, people change in like a week. I'm not the same person I was last week. So when I look at some of the stuff that I made such a long time ago, which a lot of it is private now, it's just, it's a little cringy. I don't regret it, but it's just a little bit like, oh, I'm so different now, and it's just, it's weird. But the rest of this question says, I've always wanted to start a channel, but I feel like my life is so boring and I could not handle having to share every aspect of my life with a whole bunch of strangers to be critiqued. And I feel you on that. That is by far the worst part about the internet ever, is that people have an opinion on your life and they think that they know you based off like 10 minutes of video footage, and I hate it. It's the absolute worst part about being on social media, any platform in general. But 99.9% of you guys are really awesome. Like, I don't know what I did to have such great people like here watching my videos. I swear you are all just very like intelligent, respectful, kind, caring people, and it's just so nice to have you around. I just wish I could give you all a hug because I don't know what I did to have you all here, but I feel very, very lucky. I very, very rarely ever get any hate. Every now and then I might get a bit of a comment that's somewhat negative, but no one's ever particularly mean, so I quite like that. But I also am a very private person and I don't like sharing a lot, so sometimes it can be a bit difficult. Like, for example, my moving video, right? I just kind of sprung it on you because it wasn't something that I wanted to share straight away. So like, there's things like that I do, and I share bits and pieces and I don't. But honestly, you are in control of the camera. You get to choose what to share, and don't even worry about your life being boring because I literally just made egg bites and coffee in this video, and it's like, welcome to me. I'm the most boring person you'll ever meet. I think that's the nice thing about the internet though, is that we all just kind of hang out and watch other people do everyday things. Like, it's kind of nice. I don't know what it is, but you know, it's enjoyable. The next question is the house fully done right now, or is there still some work to do, construction to do? The house is completely done. It was mostly completed in December. They did come back a few weeks ago just to finish some of like the outdoor roofing. And now the only other thing that's left to do is the fireplace. My mum ordered a fireplace from Canada and it's actually taking forever to get here. It was supposed to arrive in December. Hasn't arrived yet, and it's starting to get cold. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully we can get a fireplace soon. Next question is, in previous videos you've touched on Brené Brown books. Love Brené Brown books. I actually have one somewhere around here. It's over there. I would get it, but it's too far away. And in the past mentioned crystals. Do you also meditate and have a spiritual side? I have a feeling that you do, but perhaps you like to keep this side of your life private. I love to explore energy healing, meditation, yoga, and all those sorts of things. I don't really share it, mostly because like, I am somewhat spiritual, but I'm also very aware that sometimes spirituality and religious things and all that is also somewhat of a coping mechanism, which I think is fantastic. Like, I remember starting like I've always been spiritual, but I feel like I really got into it at the end of 2019. And as I was learning more about it, I also became very aware of how these types of things can be a support system and a coping mechanism for people who really need it. And it actually made me look at religion in an entirely different way and sort of respect it a little bit more, knowing that it's something that sometimes you just really need to believe in something. It kind of shifts that responsibility off yourself and almost takes the weight of the world off you into a higher power, if you will. So I think that's a very nice thing. But yeah, I don't really talk about it. I have one crystal here somewhere. It's a little rose quartz crystal. I don't know where it is. The rest of my crystals are in Canada, but I did actually just get these starseed cards the other day. I wanted to get a packet of cards, like they're kind of like tarot cards, but they're not quite like tarot cards, the oracle / angel card kind of things. And I was looking online, but I decided I'm not going to purchase them online because the cards will find you. You don't need to find the cards will find you. And funnily enough, I found these in a small little store in one of these local towns around here. And when I picked it up and I read it, I was like, yep, that's the one. Like, you just know. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit spiritual, but yeah, I don't really talk about it because sometimes I feel like I'm really into it and other times I feel like I'm not. It just depends what mood I'm in. Next question is, have you always been organized? Cool, you were able to fit everything into the car, even with a lot of decor. Do you identify with minimalism at all? So here's the funny thing. I am not a minimalist. People keep thinking I'm a minimalist, but I'm not. But then I started watching some minimalism videos and I was like, hang on, I do these things, so does that make me a minimalist? I don't know. I tend to steer clear of anything that's extreme. I used to be vegan a very long time ago and oh, that was not fun. Like, people are nuts. And I've noticed too that sometimes when it comes to minimalism, people just get really aggressive, really into it. I don't want to attract that audience. And I've never felt compelled to get into it, but I think in some areas, I'm definitely quite minimalist. Like in my makeup collection, I literally have one of everything that I need, and my entire collection fits in a little bag this big. So some things I'm quite minimalist in, other times not. And I've never always been organized, and I wouldn't say I'm super organized all the time either. I just tend to share my life mostly organized. I enjoy it. I enjoy the process of organization. I like to let things get messy and then I like to clean it up again because I just enjoy that process. Also, have you ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality test and know your type? INFP, I think. But I did take it ages ago and I feel like I should maybe take it again. And the last couple of questions that I've got here are either about moving back to Canada or also asking about my belongings and like whether I'll be taking things to Canada or whatever. No, so the original plan, like the original plan was to move everything back here in March last year. I came back to Australia for 3 reasons, and one of those reasons was a wedding, another one was an event, and the other one was to empty my storage locker and give everything to my mom because when the house burnt down, she lost everything. So it's about a year later, well, it is a year later, and I'm kind of still doing that same thing. Like the furniture that I have, I brought home to give to my mom. I'm not gonna bother taking it to Canada. I think it's just way too much effort to try and ship it all over there. And yeah, that's kind of it. I think that answers the question, doesn't it? I don't even know. What was the question? Right, just, yeah, belongings and stuff. Yeah, basically, I think I'm gonna go back with maybe like 2 suitcases and probably just purchase all new things. Or I will also maybe leave a few boxes here and then get my mom to ship them over as I need them. But for the most part, I'm not gonna take any furniture because I just don't think it's worth it. And then, how much did I leave behind in Canada? Basically, a little storage locker full of stuff. I have a printer, I have some studio lights for filming camera stuff, I have an entire suitcase full of clothes, I have another box of clothes and things, I have coffee mugs, little bits and pieces of home decor, I have Christmas decorations, I have a bunch of stuff in Canada, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to like be reunited with all of it. Oh, all my designer handbags are there, which is kind of annoying because I've added a couple of designer bags over the last year to my collection, and I'm like, I just want to see them all stacked on a shelf really pretty, but half are over there and half here, and that's just kind of eating away at my like little organization soul, wanting to see it all together. But eventually I will be reunited with my stuff. But yeah, those are the few questions that I thought I would answer. Like I said, if you guys want to have any other questions answered in a video, I will have another pinned comment on this video in the comment section and you can reply to that. But yeah, that's kind of an update of things. I'm going to maybe do some planning, maybe plan out my day and write some things down. I've got a pen in my hand, I got a notebook under my arms, and I might start planning some things.